Hello STEM Singers. I decided to do a lesson for you today on adding and subtraction of decimals. On last week we talked about reading, writing, comparing, and rounding decimals. We also tapped into a little bit of the adding and subtraction because I told you it was coming up. Well, today I'm going to teach you a video lesson on adding and subtraction of decimals. So let's start off with, we're going to use the grid as I have here. We're going to use regular traditional algorithm. And of course, I always emphasize word problems. So first of all, let's start off with the word problem. There are 4.5 liters of milk in a pot. The chef stirs in 2.5 grams of salt and 1.2 liters of water. How much liquid is in the pot? As I tell you when we're using cube, what are my numbers? You know my numbers are 4.5, 2.5 grams, and 1.2 liters. So we're going to take those numbers. All right, now, what is the question? How much liquid is in the pot? Now, could you tell me, what is the question asking of us? Is it asking us to add or subtract? It says, how much liquid is in the pot? The chef stirs in 2.5 of salt and 1.2 liters of water. He has already added in 4.5 liters of milk. So therefore, we're going to add. So now we're going to go over to our grid. And without doing traditional algorithm, we're going to use our grid to help us compute our answer. Okay, let me get a marker. So first we're going to do 4.5. We know that anything in front of the decimal is considered what? Yes, a whole number. And anything behind the decimal is considered what? Yes, again, a partial number. So that 4.5 is our whole, that 4 is our whole number, the 5 is our partial number. So 4 tells me I need 4 whole grid. So I'm going to shade them in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that 5, what place value that 5 is in? We've been talking about place value since day one of our 2018-2019 school year. And it is what? Yes, it's in the 10th place. So therefore, I need 5/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have just modeled 4.5 liters of milk. Okay, but we finished? No. The chef stirs in 2.5 grams of salt. So again, that 2 is where? In front of the decimal. Therefore, it tells me it is a whole number. So I need to model that 2. I'm going to get a different color marker. One, 2. Now I'm going to add in 5 grams. So since I had some left over from my 4.5, I can use this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, are we done yet? No. The chef also added in 1.2 liters of water. Again, look at that number. It's 1 2/10. So therefore, the 1 is a whole number and the 2 is a partial number, which is in the 10th place. So let's use green this time. We got 1 whole. And we have 2/10. 1, 2. We're using the grid. We don't have to do the regular computation. It is easy to take a look at this grid, our model, to come up with our answer. Or should I say sum, because I always tell you to use your math words. So let's look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 wholes. That's our whole number. And let's see, 1, 2, 2/10. So our answer should be our sum should be 8 and 2/10. Now let's do the traditional algorithm. Let's see if we're going to arrive at the same thing. Remember, I have taught you to line up the decimal when we add and subtracting decimal because it's very important. If the decimal is not lined up, your answer or your sum of your difference will be incorrect. So let's see. 4.5, 2.5, 1.2. That's 5 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. Put down my decimal. Carry my 1. 4 plus 2 is 8. 4 plus 2 is 6. Please excuse me. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. As we can see here, our sum matches. So therefore, it tells me that our answer is correct. Or should I say again, our sum is correct. Now we're going to go to, and we're going to solve subtracting decimal. All right, let me remove this. Okay, our next question says, let me place this over here. And I'm going to replace our grids with 2 new grids. Okay, we have 2 new grid. Now I'm going to erase our board. Let me grab my eraser. Well, it must be behind my husband. And it was. Okay. All right, our second question is, the chef took out 3.8 grams of butter, but then found out that he took out 1.9 grams of butter more than he needed. How much butter he needs? All right, so again, we're going to use our cube method that we've been talking about in the classroom. What are our numbers? 3.8 grams, correct? And 1.9 grams of butter, correct? All right, so now, what is our question? Our question asks us how much butter he needs. So we need to evaluate. What type of question is it asking us? Is it asking us to add or is it asking us subtraction? So what are our math action word? Okay, the chef took out 3.8 grams of butter, but then found out that he took out 1.9 gram more than. So this tells us more than he needs, so that means I need to take away for what the chef started with. The chef started with 3.8, but he took out 1.9 more than. So that tells me we're going to subtract. So the first thing I'm going to use is that I'm going to take and do the grid. I'm going to fill in 3.8. So that 3 is a whole number, is in front of the decimal. That 8 is a partial number, which is in the tens place, it's behind the decimal. And it's in the place value is 10th. So let's do 3 wholes, 1 whole, 2 wholes, 3 wholes. Now what do we need? We need 8/10. So I'm going to shade in 8/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I have modeled my first partial, which is my partial of problem, which is 3.8. Now I'm going to take away 1 and 9/10, which is 1 whole 9/10. So again, I'm going to use a different color marker. I'm going to use blue. But instead of adding to it, like we did the first problem when we was adding decimal, I'm going to subtract. So let's take away 9/10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're gone. But I need to take away 1 more. It says 9/10. So 9. Now I need to take away 1 whole. So because this is not a whole, I can go from here. So let's go. You know that's 10. 10 by 10 makes 100. These are 100 grids. So I'm going to use a different color so I can show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. I miscounted. Let's start back over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I need a whole. 9 is not a whole. 9 is only 9 tenths. So one more will make it a whole. So that makes it 10. What is left? If we look at it, we know we have one whole that is left. Let's write it up there. One whole, and the rest of it is behind the decimal. It's a decimal. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 tenths left. Or the easy way to look at it, knowing that this was a 10 by 10 grid, which is 100, and it takes 10 by 10. If I take only one left, I take one away, how much is left? 9. So it automatically tells me I got 9 tenths left in this 100 grid. And I have one whole. So let's do the traditional algorithm. Let's see. 3.8 minus 1.9 with 9 tenths. I cannot take away 9 tenths from 8 tenths. So it's here for me. I need to regroup. I need to go over here from the 3, borrow from the 3, change that to a 2, add 10 to the 8, which makes it 18. 18 take away 9, leaves us with 9. Bring down my decimal. 2 holes. I got 2 holes, and I take away one of the holes. I have one left. Again, there we go. We arrive with our answer. Not only do our grid, we have our grid, our model, which is at 1.9. Our traditional algorithm match it. So again, I want to thank you. Use this week when we're working on adding and subtraction decimal. Also, use this video when you're at home and you're stuck. You have your teacher. So therefore, you got advantage over most kids. Use what I have taught you and use it to help you enhance your mathematical skills. Remember, I always say, practice make what? Yes, perfect. Thank you.